This September will mark 2 years since the body of Noah Presgrove was found on the side of a highway in southern Oklahoma. If that name doesn't jog your memory, I'll bet you'll remember the details. Noah was 19 and naked except for his shoes, 2 mismatched shoes. A pair of shorts was found several feet away, along with a metal chain, some of his teeth, and a clump of hair. His remains were in terrible shape, and Noah's cause of death is listed as multiple blunt force injuries, possibly from a vehicle strike. Although, and I quote, there were no vehicle parts or debris observed at the scene. Noah's manner of death, accident, suicide, homicide, or natural, is actually marked unknown. And I repeat, we are fast approaching 2 years since Noah died. He had been at a Labor Day party that lasted the entire long weekend. According to the autopsy report, Noah had left the party to take a spin on an ATV, which he promptly rolled after speeding through the woods. He apparently walked it off and returned to the party, where then he apparently argued with his girlfriend and took off yet again. And that is the last anyone saw Noah alive, anyone that we know of. Just today, the Oklahoma Highway Patrol told us they're still investigating Noah's death, but they've said before they're not investigating a murder. For their part, Noah's family has waited for answers and justice as best they can, but now they're seeking both of those things on their own. They have just filed a wrongful death lawsuit against a number of people and parties that they say are responsible, some identified, some not. Their lawyer, Ryan Sailors, joins me now live. Ryan, thanks so much for being on the program. Who do they think is responsible? Who does Noah's family think is responsible for his death?
Hey, yeah, great to be here. Thanks for having me. As for the responsibility, there's several people that we believe are liable for Noah's death. Under Oklahoma law, the property owners, the owner of the house, have certain duties to ensure that their invitees and guests are kept free from harm. And we also believe that under Oklahoma law, the liability is applicable to the people that were providing alcohol to minors as well. So we really have a wide range of responsible parties here.
Can I ask you, I get the alcohol connection, but I'm not sure I get the party hosts, because Noah wasn't found dead at the party site. He was found dead on the highway quite some distance away. How do you make that connection?
Yeah, so the connection there is that when the medical examiner, as you know, the blood alcohol level in Noah was extremely high. And that is directly related to his attendance at this party and directly related to people providing alcohol to a minor. If Noah would not have been provided that alcohol, if Noah would not have been in attendance at this party, it is very likely Noah would still be here today, and I wouldn't be on here discussing this matter with you.
And I wish we weren't, honestly. The kid just looks like such a sweetheart in all the pictures that we're showing of him. It's just such a tragedy. The complaint names four of Noah's friends who were at the party, one of their fathers, the owners of the house that you mentioned, and also a store where the alcohol was purchased. But in criminal law, if you have a whole bunch of defendants, everybody points the finger at the other, and then you get reasonable doubt as to who's to blame. In civilian and civil law, do you see a potential for each party to blame the other and thereby come up empty completely?
So as you brought up, criminal law, you have beyond a reasonable doubt. With civil claims, it's a preponderance of the evidence. So our burden of proof is significantly lower, which is an important distinction to make. But even if we end up with cross claims or counterclaims being brought up here, I think as we go through our discovery process and we get further evidence to support what we already have on hand, I think the story is going to start to become much more clear on what actually happened to Noah, and the accountability will start to actually be able to be in place there.
And Ryan, with that, is there a theory here, either your theory, the family's theory, of what happened to Noah?
Yeah, so we raised this in our filed petition. We feel very confident that Noah was not killed from a hit and run. When we look at the story so far, we see that this, as you mentioned in your intro, this was a multiple day party where alcohol was being provided. Throughout this multiple day party, we believe that 2 or more defendants entered into a conspiracy to beat Noah. And then intentionally or accidentally, this beating resulted in Noah's death. And that's all within our filed petition that's public record through OSCN.
And so, Ryan, do you think that they discarded Noah's body the way it was found on the side of the highway?
That, we can't say for certain if it was discarded or if after the beating, Noah was walking away with severe brain bleeding or other significant injuries that then finally got him down along the highway. But given the nature of how his body was found, it would appear that the running theory is that it might have been dumped along the highway.
It is all extraordinarily tragic. Keep us posted. We'd appreciate finding, some justice for this family, this poor kid and his family. Really appreciate this, Ryan Sailors. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.